Hi, I'm Tyler, and we'll be taking a very detailed look at these police vans. They look very similar, but they are actually constructed very differently. This van is normally a patrol van, but it can also be used as a paddy wagon. On the back here it has bars which flip up, so you can load a crook or you can store supplies in there like handcuffs and stuff. It has opening doors on the sides and has these special police panels. This is the police chief's van or mobile command center. It is a little bit longer than the other van, but it's built very much differently because it opens up on the side. It has a seat for the chief in there and a computer screen with a keyboard. On the back it has these two flaps which can open also. It has opening doors, so the chief will sit in the back and his driver or escort will go in the front. My dad is going to show you how to build these cars now.
Alright, so it's Matt again. I'm going to show you how to build these. First we're going to reduce them down to their similar parts, and then we'll talk about how they're different. So first things first, we're going to strip them down to their chassis. Okay, it doesn't look like much, but this is how they start. This is the jail van, or the paddy wagon, and it starts out as a two-piece chassis. That's a 2x6 with the wheels mounted on the end, and then a 2x3, the wheels mounted kind of in the middle, and that will form the chassis. It'll look a little better when it's assembled. The command van is a little bit longer. This is a 2x10, and the wheels are placed 2 studs in from the end. They're actually the exact same distance as the paddy wagon, but it's 1 stud longer. Okay, the front of the vans are basically built the same. We went with more of a square look on the command van, and this one's a little more round, not only in the headlights, but also in the choice of windshields. Other than that, they actually are exactly the same. So I'm going to show you how to build one, and the only real difference is that the command van has, because it has a square windshield, has a little extra roof piece on the front edge of it, but otherwise exactly the same. So let me show you how to build one of them. Okay, I have one side assembled already, but I'll show you basically what it is. It's a regular chassis piece with the fat side to the front, meaning this end. And we're going to attach a 1x4 plate beneath that. Add a door, which I'm leaving open on the other side, which you'll see there. Now, to get this look on the front end, where the black kind of traces around the headlights a little bit, you have to do a little trick on the front. So I have a police brick with a 1x2 black piece on the top. That goes there. And we're going to change it on this side and use a black headlight piece with a 1x1 white brick on the bottom. And that will go next to it. Same thing here. Add our steering wheel. Add our windshield. Now, the distinguishing feature of the front, of course, is the emergency lights. And that's really very simple. It's a push bar piece, or push bar bracket, whatever you want to call it. And then it's 2 of these round brackets with the appropriate emergency lights put on the front. Now we have them on there so that they're the reverse of the lights that are on the roof, just to make it more interesting. And that's how you build a front end. So we'll put this one over here, we'll put this one over here, and again you can see how similar they are. Now here's where the designs get very different. So we're going to do the jail van first. We're going to put that first chassis piece on the bottom, and we still need to connect them. So for the back, use another chassis piece with a fat end to the back, and that will attach right on there. That gives you the place to mount the back half of the chassis. And that's the police van chassis, or paddy wagon. And fill this gap in with 1x4 plates, 1 on each side. And we're going to finish off the back by doing a police logoed tile and taillights on a bracket, and that will set in here. I've already added the 1x1 spacers here to fill out that row. We need this flat tile piece on the back end because that's where the shut line is for the tailgate, where the bars are. Okay, the roof assembly on this paddy wagon truck is a as follows. Now you can find details on how to build this siren and horn combination by looking at our police car tutorial, or you can probably figure it out from here. And we put a black piece here to line up with the black stripe that we have going on the front of the van, and that just pushes right into place. And go ahead and close the doors. So that part of the chassis is complete. Now these are specialty pieces, these police panels. You have to find them somewhere online or in an old set. I would suggest Bricklink is a good place to get them, or eBay. And they're 1x4 panels, but they have police and the bars on them. And to the top we've put a 1x2 plate and a 1x1 tile. Now those are going to mount with the tile end to the back. And there's one on the other side, which of course is built backward. And I'll go on the other side. To tie that together, give the roof a little more strength, there's a 1x4 plate, which fills in this gap here, just like that. And the roof assembly uses the regular hinged roof piece, and we've added antenna and emergency light. And then this window frame has bars in it instead of glass, and that simply fastens right onto the top like that. And we'll throw a few handcuffs in there for our prisoner when he gets caught, and that's basically it. That's how the paddy wagon is done. Okay, here's the chassis for the police command van. It's a 2x10, like I showed you before, with the wheels on in the appropriate places. It's important to have lots of dust on your wheels. That shows that you put a lot of miles on your town. We're going to take that front assembly. That's just, like I said, the same as the jail van, except it's a little more squared off. We're going to drop it into place, and we're going to start from there. So you should have something that looks like this to begin with. Here's where things start to get different. So we're going to take that chassis piece and add a 2x4 plate to it, and it's going to go right on there just like that. Now on the back side we're going to do the same thing, except this 2x4 piece has a tile on one corner, 1x1 plate on another corner, another 1x1 plate on the far corner, nothing on the far side, and that goes on the very back just like that. Now we're going to fill in this side. We need a 1x1 piece. It's going to go right there, and that will finish that door area. And then a 1x6 plate, which bridges the rest of the vehicle. You may wonder why I don't use a 1x8 plate, and you certainly could. You could use a 1x8 plate and just do this as one big piece, but it's not what I had. Now this 4-length section here we're going to fill with a 1x3, which will go right there, and a 1x1 tile to finish that portion off. The back assembly is just like the other one, only again a little bit more square. We got the police logo, and it's on a bracket with some taillights, and that just drops into place just like that. This spot here is where the seat was going to go, so we'll go ahead and put the seat in. It gives a landmark for the rest of the equipment. This is another sub-assembly. It's really very simple. We'll take it apart here so you can see how it goes together more. So basically you're just trying to cover the distance that's required to get to the roof height. And so it's a 1x2 brick, another 1x2 brick, and then it's probably hard to see here, but there's two 1x2 plates stacked, and then a 1x1 tile on the top. And those go with the tile facing the front of the van. Now the other side, which I've reversed, so we'll reverse it again, is the same construction, and then I've just put a 1x4 plate across the top and put a TV monitor there, and that'll fasten right on to the chassis just like that. The computer keyboard for the chief to use is just mounted to one of those hinge pieces like that. It's very ergonomic, and just slide that in wherever you like, somewhere here in the chassis. In fact, it's actually really easier to do with that piece off. So we'll plunk that in there. and tilt it toward the chief. And there's his computer gear. Okay, the roof on this van is a little tricky, so we're going to take this slowly. 1x4 by 4 police panel with a 1x1 plate on the top. That goes on the far side, not the opening side. The opening side is the one that has these tile pieces on it. The back end of the van uses these door pieces, and you tile a 1x1 and a 1x2 on that side only. So the untiled portion is going to go on the far side, like this. The tiles are on this side, and this is open. We're using one of the hinge pieces that closes flat. It's not one of the plate kind, it's one of these flat closing kind that sits down just a little bit. To that we added our emergency lights and our radio antenna. Flip that up, and that's going to attach on that part of the back end there. Okay, we're going to leave that open for a minute. The front of the roof is just like the one on the jail van, except of course we moved the light bar up a notch because we already have a 1x4 section of roof there. And that's a regular roof hinged piece. And that's just going to drop straight on there, like that. I'm going to take a 2x3 flat roof piece, or flat piece I guess, a plate, and we're going to stick it on the roof. It's hard to see because this is black, but we're going to put it on so that it's offset like that. You can see how that's on there. And we're going to put a 1x1 plate on this corner, like that. I'm going to close those back doors so they're not distracting. Now we're going to take our other 1x4x4 police plate. Now we put a 1x2 white plate on the bottom, and on the top here we've added a 1x4 plate with a 1x1 plate on top of that. So you have this assembly, and this is going to sit right there. And so now you can see that that makes a raised section of the roof here that's even all the way across. And then we're just going to close this down and fasten it on. Now it opens just like that. And that is all there is to it to make two police vans that look like they match, but they're actually quite different. Enjoy!